What's up, YouTube? It's your girl AK, and we are back with a weekly market analysis. Yeah, we're going to just look at the market, just kind of give you like my analysis, what I think is going to happen, and just, go from there. This is just for educational purposes, right? Everything I say, take with a grain of salt. I want you to make your own analysis and, do your own thing. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into the charts. All right. So right now, I'm looking at SPX500 on the weekly. As you can see, it's gonna show my drawings, but right here we're low, made a high, we're low, made a high, came down, made a new high, right? So we are bullish on the weekly, right? So I'm gonna actually mark a chart up. I already have some drawings on here, but we're gonna ignore that for right now. But I'm gonna get my higher time frame confirmation chart, and we're gonna say we're bullish on the weekly. Cool. Now we're gonna drop down to the daily, and we're gonna get our overall direction, right? So daily, let's use our path tool for this, right? So we had a low right here, and we made a high. So we broke this high, right? Made a lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, came down, kind of made an equal low, right? And now we're kind of failing to make a new high here on the daily. So technically the daily is still bullish because this was our last swinging high, and we just have equal lows right here, right? Never really made any lower low for real. But we did kind of, and I'm gonna show y'all real quick. This high failed to make a newer high, as you can see on the line chart. So looking potentially bearish, not yet until we actually break this daily support. So I'm kind of watching to see what the daily is gonna do, right? If the daily decides to break support, and I know, okay, we might be looking bearish, right? But for right now, I'm still calling it bullish. 4 hour, it's a little wonky, I'm not gonna lie. 4 hour, as you can see, we were right here. So we made a high, boom, lower high, made a high. Then we broke a low, making our 4 hour bearish, right? So we broke structure here. So now we're bearish on the 4 hour. Came up, again, we failed to make a high, and internal structure, right? This is internal structure. We're getting lower and lower and lower, which is kind of signaling, looks like something's happening here. It looks like we're starting to shift a little bearish right now. So I'm keeping my eye out, right? So 4 hour is bearish. I trade the direction of where we're going, right? So overall, the trend is bullish, like on the daily, weekly, like weekly, obviously we're bullish. Daily, obviously we're bullish, but 4 hour, I kind of tend to look at that particular trend. Yeah, so price is a little confusing, I'm not gonna lie, with SPX on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. And I don't like being confused, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do see that we're getting closer and closer to this daily support. I'm actually gonna, this is like a trend line going from like on the 4 hour. So right here, I drew like a 4 hour trend line because I noticed every time price tapped here, we bought, price tapped this trend line, we bought, price tapped again, we bought up again. So I'm looking to see if we're gonna respect this trend line. I'm looking to see if we're gonna respect this trend line as well as this daily support right here. So technically, since my 4 hour and 1 hour is bearish, you could look for sales, but since we're so close to this daily support and this trend line, selling here is kind of risky, right? So I do see that we're getting lower and lower and lower. I'm not ignoring that. All I'm saying is, if I want to be safe and look for sales, I want to wait to see if if price is going to actually end up breaking this daily support and actually failing to break, higher and then head down. So if I'm going to sell, I want to wait to break this first, right? I want to be very sure. I don't want to buy on a daily, I don't want to sell on a daily support, right? I want to wait till we actually break under that support where I know that buyers are no longer present and sellers are taking over the market. So yeah, I'm being patient right now. I'm looking to see if price is looking to break below and make lower lows. If it doesn't do that, then it can only, it can either go up or down, right? So if it doesn't break below, then I'm looking to see if price wants to start breaking these 1 hour resistance levels, right? So right here, the 1 hour, you can see we're getting lower and lower. We have 1 hour resistance. If price decides to break above this resistance level, right? Give me the retest to show it doesn't want to go no lower and then push up. Then I'm looking to buy on the upside. Does that make sense? So I need price to kind of break out of this zone right now. Like I don't like trading in this area. I need price to show me if it wants to go higher above this level or if it needs to break this support. So I'm actually gonna put alerts on this 1 hour resistance level to let me know, hey, you know, we're breaking 1 hour resistance, you know, wait for the retest and look for buys. And I'm also gonna put alerts on this daily support level, right? As well as this trend line, just to kind of see like what price wants to do down here. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this, just set some alerts and kind of go from there. So now we're gonna move on to gold. I'm really excited about gold. Let me explain why. So here we have gold, right? Gold, we are obviously bullish, right? We came here, had a lower low, right? Broke, made a new high. This candle came down to retest this broken structure on the weekly, and then we push back up, closing above, making a new high, making my weekly bullish, right? So I can go ahead and say that my weekly time frame is bullish, which is already saying now, so that's cool. Let's jump down to a daily. Daily, as you can see, hide my drawings for a second. Daily, we were here, this was last low, we came up, made a high, came down, failed to break this low, right? Okay, now we're pushing up. Boom, price pushed up and we made a new high. Okay, so price looks like we came down, and it looks like the daily actually came back to fill in these gaps and also retest this level as well, right? So, but yeah, daily, we end up breaking this high, making it bullish. So my daily is also bullish as well, as you can see, right? So with the 4 hour, I'm not gonna lie, we're looking kind of choppy, but overall, like, let's just look what's going on, right? So boom, right here on the 4 hour, this was our swing low. We broke, made structure, we made a high, right? Okay, came down, failed to make a high, and then boom, made a high. Okay, boom, so here's our high. Came down, and we're not really making any new highs at this point, right? So kind of in between this, it's just like ranging, right? So from this low to this high, no low is being broken right now and no high is being broken. So from here to here, we're kind of like in this range on the 4 hours. So right here is my 4 hours resistance. And then right here, I have 4 hour support sitting right here. And we're not really breaking either. We're like kind of consolidating in between these levels, right? So I'm actually not really looking to trade until we actually break below one of these levels, right? This is what I would love to see. I would love to see gold actually come down and break this 4 hour support, right? And actually get to this particular level, because I am looking to buy long term and I want to buy gold at the best price. The reason I want to see price come down is because, for one, right here, look, the 4 hour, we came up, we broke structure right here. So this would be price coming back to retest broken structure. This is the retest we're looking for, right? We already got the broken structure. Now we're just waiting on the retest, right? So then we can continue back to the upside. This is what I'm looking to catch gold long term. So I'm waiting for price to get back to this level. Price came in wicks, but I need more than that. I need the candle bodies to actually come down here and show me, okay, we're down here, and then reject and show me I don't want to go no lower. So that's what I'm waiting for gold. I actually have a Fibonacci tool, right, already drawn on this level. So from the swing low to the swing high, notice how, and this is actually really cool, how this lines up really well. I want you to notice how, like, where my broken structure occurs. So right here, this was structure, right? We had structure and we broke structure right here. So this is a 4 hour area of interest for me, right? Right where we broke structure, as you can see, we also have our golden zone sitting right here. So here's our 50 and here's our 61. Is that a coincidence? I think not, right? The breaking structure lines up perfectly with our golden zone. And not only that, we also have a psychological level sitting right above this level, like right above this level. So not only do I have a breaking structure here, I also have my golden zone right here, and I also have this psychological level, right? So basically, when price gets down here, I really expect price to have some kind of reaction just because of what's going on in this area. So I really want to see price come down here, have a reaction, and then once we start to continue back up, right? That is what I'm looking to get in gold, and I'm looking to hold gold long term. So for those of y'all who may not know, I'm actually position trading gold, and I'm trying to catch a good you know, move and then hold it for like a really long time. Because if you look on the high time frame, gold is extremely bullish. If you look on the weekly, right, like gold just goes up. That's all it does, is go up, y'all. Like it just goes up and up and up. And I just want to be in that movement. I just want to be a part of that. So I'm looking to see if I can catch my entry here. And I think we are going to get an opportunity this week. So I'm excited for gold, very excited. So I'm actually going to set an alert. Yeah, so I'm going to put some alerts in this zone as well, just to let me know, hey, like you need to start looking for an entry. Like we're in the reversal area. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm waiting for. Now, if price does not want to do this, which I think it will, because if you look on the 1 hour, if you notice, like the resistance level is getting lower and just lower. Like resistance levels getting lower and lower. Like we're not breaking resistance, we're getting lower and lower and lower. So I think price is pushing pressure down like more and more to a point where it's gonna eventually break. So I'm expecting price to break below. I'm not saying sell. You gotta wait for price to break this support, because there are buyers sitting on this 4 hour supply level. So you don't wanna buy, you don't wanna sell above a support level. You wanna wait till price breaks below that, shows that it doesn't want to go any higher, and then sell, right? Now, I'm not selling at all. I'm not selling gold at all. I'm waiting for the buy. I'm waiting for price to get to my area of interest, and I'm looking to buy. But if you were selling on a lower time frame, then you know. But me, I'm just trying to see price get to this part, right? But if price does decide to break above, right, then price would have to break, you know, start breaking 4 hour structures to the upside. Once price breaks this 4 hour resistance level, then I'm just gonna kind of scratch this particular entry and be like, okay, well, this was the lowest that, you know, obviously this was the lowest that gold wanted to go. We're looking to head back up. I'm gonna admit that I would like to get gold lower, but if I can't, then I'm still gonna take my buy, you know, up. Like if we're looking to go back up, then I'm gonna take my buy going back up, right? And I'm gonna have my stop below this zone. So either way, I'm looking to get into gold, whether we break above or come back below. I would love for it to come a little lower, is all, right? But I'm still looking to get into gold whatsoever, because we are still bullish on the weekly and the daily time frame. So that is my bias on gold. Okay, let's move on to the yen pairs. So the yen pairs has been pretty interesting, right? So let's just start with direction for right now. So EJ, we are still bullish technically on EJ. This was still our last low, right? We came up and we're kind of coming down now. But as you can see, if I go to a line chart, you can see this is our last swing low, this is our last swing high. Anything in between these levels is just internal structure, right? So overall, my weekly is still bullish, right? So let's actually put that chart on. Okay, boom. So my weekly is bullish, perfect. Daily, let's hide the drawings. Daily, okay, boom. Came up, made a higher high. Came down to make a lower low and retest structure, right? Right here, we came up and we made a higher high. So my daily is technically still bullish at this point, right? Currently price, you know, is coming back down, right? So, okay. Daily, still bullish, right? And we are kind of heading down, as you can see. I'm gonna get more into this later. Let's look at the 4 hour real quick, and then we're gonna come back to the daily. Okay, so 4 hour, check this out. We were making bullish structure, so we were making higher So we're making higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Came down, kind of made an equal high, and then we broke structure on the 4 hour, right? So we came down, broke structure, right? So my 4 hour is actually bearish right now. Now, I say this all the time. Being bearish on the 4 hour is just a pullback on the daily, right? So if you look at this particular direction confirmation I'm about to show you, the daily is just made up of a bunch of 4 hour structures, right? So basically a bearish 4 hour is just a daily pullback, right? And I want to show y'all that. So right here, if you look, my 4 hour, as I just showed, like my 4 hour were bearish, right? We are making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? So we're bearish, right? 4 hour. But daily, it's just a pullback. It's just one big pullback, right? So kind of what I'm looking for, y'all, because I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty deep pullback, pretty strong. I mean, last week we also had a deep pullback on the daily as well. Like last time on the last week, I think we came all the way to the 78%. If I draw my fib, Oh no, we stopped at the 61. Yeah, so we stopped at 61. But this is an even deeper retracement this week, y'all. So check this out. So if I draw the fib, and I think I already have one on here. Yeah, so we are at the 78%. And at this point, again, we are still technically bullish, right? But I do want to note the price action here. Look at the price action. Last week, we had like a spinning top. This is a tweezer top, right? Pretty strong bearish push, right? We closed with almost a Bozo candle. Just a very strong bearish candle at the 78. That is a really strong bearish momentum, right? And the fact that we closed like this at the 78 kind of makes me wonder if we're gonna hold this daily support this week, right? I'm looking to see if we can hold. So basically, we are in a point where we're just waiting. We're waiting to see if price is going to shift structure on the 4-hour, right? If you want to see even clearer, you can look on the 1-hour, and I'm going to actually hide this Fibonacci for a second. So basically, we need to see, but in order to buy, we need to jump down to a 1-hour, and we need to see price basically take out this resistance level, right? Because if you look on the 1-hour, like we've only been getting lower and lower, right? We only been making like resistance, right? Making new resistance level, right? The resistance is getting lower and lower and lower, right? Well, in uptrend, that's not supposed to happen. In uptrend, you're supposed to get higher and higher and higher, right? First, we need to break resistance to show me that price may want to go higher. And then we need to give some kind of correction, but not break this low point to show me it doesn't want to go any lower. Once we show that we don't want to go any lower and we're looking to push back up above this 1-hour resistance level, this is where you want to get in for a reversal for buys, right? Because why? Because overall, so my daily's still bullish, right? Until we break this daily support level, there's a daily support level right here, right? Until we break this, the daily is still bullish, y'all, right? Same thing for the weekly. We have not broken the weekly. The weekly is down here, right? We're bullish on both time frames. So we're still looking to go bullish. So I'm waiting to see if price is going to basically break above, right? I'm not ignoring how strong this price action is, because this is some strong price action. There's a chance we might break it this week. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what we're gonna do. We have to wait and see, right? We gotta be patient. Looking for this, so I have alerts on this particular resistance level, right? To see if we're gonna break this resistance level and head up. But I also have alerts on this daily support level to see if we're gonna break this daily support, right? Now you might ask me like, Autumn, well, you know, since we're bearish on the 1-hour, 4-hour, can I just sell down to, you know, this daily support? So technically, you know, if you wanted to keep selling at this point, you could. However, selling at this point is risky. And let me explain why. So I'm going to pull out this GAN box real quick from this. I'm going to drag it from the swing low to the swing high. And I want y'all to see something real quick. So this is my GAN box. I want y'all to check this out, right? A GAN box shows you where's the premium and where is the discount, right? Right here, this is discount. So we're buying. So that's why it's green right here. Usually this when you're in discount, you want to buy at a discount, right? You never want to buy in a premium. Anywhere in this gray area, this is our premium, right? You never want to buy up here. You want to wait till price at least gets to a 50% retracement, right? Same thing on the Fibonacci. If you pull out a Fibonacci tool, it looks the exact same thing. So if I was to hide this and pull out a Fibonacci tool, it's the same 50%, right? You can use the Fibonacci tool or use the GAN box. It's up to you, right? But right now I'm looking at the GAN box. Right here, as you can see, we are in discount. Selling at the discount is risky, right? You want to sell at a premium. You know the term sell high, buy low, or buy low, sell high, right? This isn't selling high. This is selling low, right? There's daily support sitting down here, right? If you look on the Fibonacci tool, like y'all, like literally, price is on, you know, these deep retracement levels. Like this is not an area you want to sell. You want to wait. I mean, you can technically, but it's risky, right? You want to wait till price actually shows you it's no longer bullish, breaking it, not going higher, right? So me personally, I'm not selling. Okay, you could say the 1 hour is bearish, the 4 hours bearish. Okay, cool. But at this point, when we pass that 50%, I'm not selling, right? That at this point it gets riskier and riskier. So now if we were like, you know, up here and you said, oh, I want to sell it down on the 1 hour. Okay, I'll probably do the same thing, right? But we're not at that point anymore. Now we're at a discount, and selling at a discount is risky. So no, I'm gonna stay in my hands. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that 1 hour to give me that shift of structure I need to go bullish, right? Or I'm gonna wait for the daily to break below to go bearish, and that is that for me. So yen pairs, we're also just waiting to see what we're gonna get in regards to breaks of structure. So just sitting on my hands for the yen. UJ is pretty similar. I kind of don't want to trade UJ this week. I kind of just want to focus on EJ this week. UJ is about the same thing. The yen pairs move exactly the same, y'all. They move exactly the same, right? I want to kind of put out there though, if you look on the weekly, it is noticeable that we have like a lot of bearish structure forming on the weekly. So if we do end up breaking below, I would not be surprised if we go bearish on the daily. Same thing for UJ. Like UJ, we finished with a doji last week, y'all. Usually after a doji candle, you're gonna see a bearish candle form after that. So I do expect to see some, some bearish momentum heading down. I'm not gonna lie. Now, does that mean we're gonna break structure when we come down? Not necessarily, but I am recognizing that we are at the same level, right? Funny enough, this was exactly a year ago. This is January 2025, right? But yeah, last year, exactly a year ago, price was at this point and it failed, right? Exactly a year later, this is January 2026, we at the same point. We got this doji. I would not be surprised if we start selling. I'm just saying. But I am still going to wait for my confirmation, right? Like on the daily, I'll show y'all a little bit of UJ. I'm not really trading it, but I'll show y'all a little bit, right? Right here, we have daily support, right? I don't really want to sell UJ until we break daily support. Same thing. Until we break daily support, that is when I'll look to sell UJ. But until then, I'm not doing it. So I also have alerts here. With the 4 hour, I'm not really paying too much to the 4 hour. But my 4 hour is bearish as well. But again, I really don't want to sell until we break this. So it's the same thing for both yen pairs. I like EJ a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie. EJ is a little bit more, it moves more, right? It gives me more pips so I can earn more a lot faster. UJ is a very, very good beginner pair, but EJ is a good intermediate pair if you want to cash a little bit more. So yeah, I'm looking mostly at EJ right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this analysis. I'm actually gonna turn back to me. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this analysis. Kind of what I'm looking at between, gold, the yen pairs, XPX. It's just waiting. Like, it's just a waiting game to see if we get to those levels. So set your alerts, kind of see what it does, and don't rush into trading right away as soon as the market opens. Like, let the market play its hand first and show you what it wants to do, right? And then you react to that, right? Don't try to predict the market, because predicting the market is a great way to lose money, right? But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the analysis. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And yeah, until next time, good luck trading this week, y'all. Bye.